Good evening. Welcome to the forum. I will be having a conversation with Lewis York. Lewis York is Mr. Chuck Harmony and Mr. Claude Kelly combined. And they formed a supergroup called Lewis York. What's up, Sonny? Long time no see, brother. I got to get you on here to talk to you about some things. It's been a long time, brother. I haven't seen you in a while. Ah, my guests have arrived. Let's see. All is great, Sonny. God is great to me.
Yo,
Well,
yo.
how are you?
Doing great. How you doing?
I'm blessed, man. I cannot complain.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Happy Friday. Friday the 13th.
Yes, happy lucky Friday the 13th.
It's Friday the 13th. Oh no.
I
Ooh.
am so I'm so stoked about talking to you, gentlemen, because respectively, I've enjoyed your talent and your art for so many years, and you've contributed so much to American culture and music. So thank you.
Thank you.
Man.
That's big words right there. Thank you.
There's big talents right there.
we're, happy,
So say that one more time.
we're happy to be able to join you.
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, and I have to shout out Tiffany. Tiffany did a wonderful job helping me get this done. Hey, Tiff. Oh, I love it. I love it. So, New York and St. Louis, Louis York.
Yeah. Yes. New York, East St. Louis.
Okay.
East Louis.
So, I guess my first question is, with all the success that you have, right? And you've made some monster hits with some monster talent. You've kind of had it in the bag. Like, you're a success story. Why branch out and create Louis York?
Good question. That's a good question. If I'm this is a keep it real platform, am I correct?
Always.
All right. So the truth is that writing and producing for other people is certainly fulfilling, but it only fulfills only like a part of your brain, a part of your heart. Mm-hmm. So the part that people don't know about me and Chuck is that we've been doing music our whole lives, far before the music industry caught on. Like he was a singer, I was a singer. He plays a gazillion instruments. I played piano, theater, touring the world, all that stuff. So it just felt like it was the right time to show people more of us, because people know that we can write songs for everyone else, and that's something we still love, we still do to this day. You'll find songs produced by Louis York, but there was just songs, ideas, concepts, ways of how to live that we felt like only we could say. Mm-hmm. And it didn't really click to us to be artists until life made it so that it was necessary. We were both depressed, living in New York, about to quit the game, right? Mm-hmm. Not really feeling inspired by the calls or the artists we're working with. And so Louis York was really a way for us to not fully quit music and go study world religion and practice all around the world, just finding ourselves. It was really our way of saving each other from quitting. And it's equally as potent, if not more potent, than our songwriting and producing career, but it's also equally as important because we get to be ourselves. We get to speak our mind, share our opinions, and fill in some of the gaps of the music that we think is missing. There's a lot of shit missing out there besides what's already popular, and we want to be the people that provide that service. So Louis York is necessary.
Wow, I appreciate that because there's definitely something missing in the game. I had watched an interview that you gentlemen did. I forget which one it was, but you spoke of how certain things were missing in popular music, like instrumental solos and horn sections and strings.
Mhm.
Like that's what I grew up in chorus, you know, and I studied classical music. So I kind of appreciate, not a kind of, I do appreciate all of that stuff because I think that at least the art that I like to absorb, it needs to be layered, it needs to be textured, it needs to have
Right.
dimension to it.
Absolutely.
And those are the things that evoke emotion for me. And I
Mhm.
do that. That's why I revere you gentlemen, because you bring that back. You bring that to popular music.
Thank
Uh,
you.
That's a
uh
huge compliment.
Yeah.
That's our goal.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
In my
So
in my mind, what's missing from R&B music is the blues. You know, R&B is rhythm and blues. We got the rhythm part. Everybody
Mhm.
is rhythmic because they want to be on the
We
radio,
dancing.
but it ain't no blues.
We ain't
yeah,
And
crying.
then from popular music, I just feel like the church music has lost its influence. You know what I'm saying? And that's where all great music stem. It stem. That's how we know how to be emotional in music. You know what I'm saying? It come from a spiritual place. And so when that's missing in popular music because the church is losing its influence musically, and I'm
Yeah.
hmm
just talking about musically, then we just in a weird place where people just left to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? And you don't get what you need to get from music when people just figure it out. You get what you need to get from music when people know what they're doing.
yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. I think that also too, because the music game has changed, there are a lot of people trying to snatch a bag. They're trying to catch the bag. So they're
Yeah.
trying to go quick hits instead of putting together a solid, you know, body of work, which can last the test of time. Because I think that music now is so dated and it doesn't last the test of time. I joined in your poll today on your stories about Stevie Wonder. Happy birthday, Mrs. Stevie Wonder.
Happy birthday
But
to the legend.
yeah, and you were asking for songs,
Mhm.
and that is an artist that puts out great compilations of solid work. It's a project. It's something that you can absorb. It's something that's going to be around for the test of time. All of his music is timeless to me. No matter when it came out, you can always absorb it, and it still resonates the same way.
He's the best to ever do it. Stevie Wonder is
He's the best.
we throw out legend, icon, and goat way too much, and
Yeah,
95% of the time
We're lying.
we're lying. All right, you know what I'm saying? Everyone can't be the GOAT. You know what I'm saying? Everyone can't be the best. Steve Lind, Morris, Stevie Wonder, that's the GOAT.
That's the go.
He is
yes,
the master songwriter, master singer, master producer, master songwriter for other people, master
yeah,
instrumental, all that stuff. Political, and did all that with um, a lack of sight. What?
yeah, yeah.
And we all our faculties and can't catch up? Come on.
Yeah.
He's the best.
So with that being said, Mr. Kelly, tell me some of your early influence. Like who inspired you earlier on? Like before you actually started making music for the masses, who did you absorb?
Mm.
That's a good question. I started with as a classical piano player. So I hear a lot of classical in my head, a lot of romantic period Chopin and Liszt. I was a piano player.
Mm.
That's actually what informs my melodies is classical stuff. I hear that in my head all the time. But then I grew up in New York City. I grew up listening to Bob Marley as a Jamaican, a lot of Billy Joel. Billy Joel's top three maybe for me. Um, Michael Jackson, of course, in every single way. But
Mm-hmm.
a lot of theater, Broadway. New York City is a melting pot truly of sound.
Mm.
So, and I was in Manhattan, Lower East Side, growing up in the Village, in the
Mm-hmm.
'90s. So it was everything from Green Day and Nirvana and Smashing Pumpkins and REM to Mary J. Blige and Lil Kim and Biggie and '90s R&B shit too. So,
Yeah.
Mm.
which is I think why my brain is so schizophrenic and diverse, because I hear all that stuff in my head. Like we're walking jukeboxes. Like we'll literally go from singing Green Day into singing Kirk Franklin into singing Billy Joel into like it. That's how our days are because that's how vast it is. But
Right.
I'm naming a couple. But the point is that I literally was a sponge when I was a kid. And I was obsessed with music from the time I can remember. So I've been studying it the same way I treat it now. I've been doing that since before I understood what I was doing. So I just love everything. I really do. I mean, I don't consider myself an R&B guy at all. I consider myself an everything guy. So I love pop and rock and country. I really do. That's no BS. That's who I am. So.
Right. That's good.
New York made me that way.
Mr. Harmony, what about you?
For me, my musical influence was it was eclectic like his, but it was jazz based. I always wanted to be a jazz piano player, and so I studied that extensively. Herbie Hancock, George Duke, Greg Fillinganes, Joe Sample.
Joe Sample.
Art Tatum. You know what I'm saying? That's where I was musically. And then the other side of me was folk music. Like I love Tracy Chapman and I love James Taylor. Now I love John Mayer, but that's kind of my go-to is folk music. And then the other side is quartet music. Like the Mighty Clouds of Joy.
Yeah.
I sound like an old man.
Mighty Clouds of Joy.
No, really, like that's where I started to understand how music can move people. I remember when I was young and I got the chance to see Lee Williams in concert, and he was standing still, but he had the whole church just falling out, and it's because he was so soulful. Like he really understood music on that level, and how to get to people emotionally. That's all church, man. We wouldn't even know how to do it if we hadn't experienced it in tandem with church, and so that's always a big influence, I think, on a lot of great musicians.
Right, that's true. Did either of you study theater?
You know what? I mean, I did theater. By the time I got to like high school and college, I was way more like chasing the music industry. I kind of wish I had chased it more because I love theater.
Me too.
I attended a lot of theater. In my country, I did it. We were kind of all in plays and stuff, but
we study it now. Rodgers and Hammerstein is one of our
favorite. The reason I ask is because when you perform live, it's theatrical.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. I miss that.
That's on purpose. Like our first project was called Masterpiece Theater. That's what we wanted to say. It was, we want to do this from a theatrical standpoint, not so much from a rock concert, R&B album standpoint. Like what would it be like if an evening with Louis Short? What would that sound like? And that's Masterpiece Theater.
Yeah.
Right. And like as of late, the country influence. Talk about that a little bit.
It's really more an opportunity to get it out. Like, we've always loved country music, and also like not even just country, but even to Chuck's point about folk music. Like I think the last year or two, we've talked about this a lot actually over the phone and in the studio, is like when you get in the music industry, they almost force you to pick a lane. And to be honest with you, even with Louis York, our struggle is like they just want to put you in a box. Like, well, is it just R&B? And the truth of the matter is that we're trying to allow ourselves the space and permission to just like all the shit we like and have always liked without any boxes. So us being able to do country is just because we've decided we're just gonna damn do it.
Right.
That's what it is. Like, it's ideas we've had in our head that sometimes you flip and make R&B because you don't think anyone country will appreciate it, or you tailor make it. But we're not apologizing for the sound anymore. So of course, songs with Jimmy Allen that we have Teach Me a Song with Jimmy Allen, which is on our American Griots album, and the Christmas song with Jimmy Allen and the Shindellas. But we've done a bunch of country songs recently. We worked with we did country songs with K. Michelle that are coming that are stupid good. Cam, and a couple other surprises. But the thing is that it's really just an extension of our ideas. And sometimes they come out rock, sometimes they come out pop, sometimes they come out country. But the fun thing about it is that they still have like that Chuck and Claude extra twist to them, which is kind of why we're able to do the Grand Ole Opry. I think we've done it 5 times now. But they never say you got to come and do country music. They say just come and be yourself. And we do songs from, we do Teach Me a Song, Slow Motion, It Is What It Is.
Yeah.
So people are getting it.
Yeah.
And people are getting the universality of what we do and the heart behind it. And if you want to call it country, I'm down, as long as you come to the show and buy some music and support the cause. I'm with it. Like,
Right.
we'll take the titles you give us as long as we keep having a good time together.
Right. Why do you think that the music industry wants to put people in boxes so much instead of letting art just be what it is? Why do you think?
I think realistically, it's some of it comes from a marketing perspective. Like they got to know where to put you to maximize the attention that you could possibly get from their platform. But besides that, it's just like people are really skeptical about things that they never heard before.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know why, because that's what I welcome in my life. I want to hear something I never heard. Like I'm skeptical of things that I've never heard before. I'm like,
Right.
I never heard this before.
Why would you do that again?
Yeah. So that leads me to another question. Your frame of mind is my frame of mind, and I'm sure it's your frame of mind too, Mr. Kelly. Do you think that's just an artist's frame of mind because we think that way, so we're open to whatever can come, or do you think that it's because of our appreciation?
I think most of the people in the world don't give a rat's ass about genre. They want to hear a good song that makes them feel something. I think the genres are music industry created to be able to organize and tax write-off and all that kind of stuff, chart position, creativity. But people don't care.
And people want some new. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like part of what we're talking about is the force feeding of a thing for the maximum dollar value, because everybody wants something new. Like Apple make a new iPhone every other day. You know what I'm saying?
And we all buy
get in the line to get it. And so I don't think new ideas is shunned by the majority of people. I just feel like the people that have to do the work to make new ideas palatable and make them marketable, they don't want to do that work. Yeah. They want to see something that's already working and just do it a lot of times until it don't work no more.
Right. It takes less risk.
Yeah.
It takes less challenge to just see someone doing something and imitate it. But really, art is about breaking through boxes. It's about reaching past your comfort zone. So it's gonna hurt. It's gonna be uncomfortable. It's gonna be a little uneasy for you. And I think the artists themselves understand that, because we live in the fire. Right. We live in a space of risking it all and putting ourselves on Front Street. And I think the general public, that's what they appreciate. They want to see someone living out their dreams.
Yeah.
Walking across the stage, doing things that you didn't think were possible, trying different things, even if you fall. So I found that, especially living in all New York, LA, and now Nashville, all these different places, that audiences ain't that different. They want music that with messages they can believe. That anything. Like if it really makes them feel sad, they're in. If it really makes them feel happy, they're in. If it really makes them dance, they're in, and so on and so on. I think we overthink it too much because we're in a little bit of a competition within our little bubble. But people get together and they have a good time. Yeah. And I've seen it happen in all places, in all races, in all arenas. So, you know what I'm saying? In the last 2 weeks, we went to 2 or 3 shows in the exact same arena. And we watched John Mayer body a crowd in the same room that we watched Joe and Maxwell Anthony Hamilton body a crowd, and so on. People want to have a good time, and they don't care where the music is from unless it's great music and you're giving it to them for real.
Nice. Very true. When did you know you were famous?
Are we famous?
Yeah.
That's a future question.
Question for tomorrow. Fame? I don't know. I don't know if we'd consider us famous. I mean, I guess I'll take that as a compliment, I suppose, that we're doing well.
It was always my goal to be a noted musician. That's what
Respected.
I want to be noted and respected as this music guy. You know what I'm saying? And now I'm starting to see that's not just a possibility. That's actual. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
musically. So I mean, that was recent. You know what I'm saying? Like me and Claude, we are overachievers, and sometimes that comes with a lot of hard critiques of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're never satisfied. It's just like, as soon as we finish a song, we like, yo, we about to write the next one about to be better than this. As soon as we finish an album, it's just like the next one got to be better than that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we just like that. So it's not really, when you're on a journey, like when you're on a musical journey like we're on, there's never a real ending point to inventory. You know what I'm saying? You just kind of like, every day is a new way to, or a new chance to find your way musically.
So when you're creating, right?
Mm-hmm.
What lets you know that what you're creating at that moment is fire? Is there something that there's an indicator that lets you know that what you created is that knock?
Pure. You know what we're looking for.
You know what I'm saying?
It's pure instinct. It's like, there's not like a barometer or a time of day or whatever. It's literally like, it's a feeling you get. And there's stages of it. Like, we're writing the song and it starts to lock, and even before we're recording, or there's a point where we look at each other, we're like, oh shit, this is crazy. And then there's a moment when you're recording it, and recording is everything's all over the place, but you can just know. Like, uh-oh. And then it happens again when the song is done. You listen back. Chuck usually, we record ourselves, and Chuck usually rough mixes it. And he's a really, really good rough mixer, so it can sound really close to radio ready pretty fast. You sit back and see, you're like, uh-oh. And then we mix back. It's like the polish, like the shellacking on top, and you're like, that's when the party happens. So like, there's several times within the process, but even then we're just cheap. We're like, yeah, but can we make it a little bit better? Can we, like, until you guys hear it, we're fine tuning it.
Yeah. And we chase greatness. It's not like we don't just do a song just to say we did it. Like, we do a song, and if it's average, that song never lives, because we just gonna write something else. So you know what I'm saying? So it's about executing ideas more than it is about this feeling, or you know what I'm saying? Like, it really is like a conversation. Yo, we want to do a song like this, or we want to talk about this, or we want to capture this emotion that this captured, and then we go into our professional bags to execute.
Right. Is there anyone that you haven't worked with that you want to work with?
A lot of people.
I like putting things out in the universe.
Good question. I think there's a perception that me and Chuck are in our Louis York bag only, and we're exclusive to us and the Shindellas. And don't get it twisted. We give ourselves some hot stuff in the Shindellas. Got some crazy stuff coming. But we have so many ideas flowing right now. We have so many songs and things we want to do that not only do we want to work with a lot of new artists, like, we want to help put some people on the map. We work really well with women because I think we are able to highlight them in a way that makes them look their best in terms of musically. What do we want to work with that we haven't worked with? You know? Gotta
have a wish list.
I got a wish list.
Hit us, Chuck. Hit us with it. Hit it. Who you thinking?
I want to work with Beyonce. I've never even been where he's been in the room with her. I haven't. I want to work with Ari Lennox.
I want to work with Ari Lennox. Ari Lennox.
I like her voice. I just like her thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just we can give her some.
That's a good one.
Heat.
Her. I want to give her some heat too.
Yeah, I worked with her before she was
back in the day. Yeah, me too.
When she was little Gabby, and she hadn't figured her who she was gonna be, and so I like that opportunity to work with her now. We did something cool, but I know, you know what I'm saying. I know where she come from. I know where that DNA is from. So
good. Yeah. So talk to me about the Shondalas.
The Shindellas are the best girl group in the business. That's the first thing. Chuck and I had an idea to put a girl group together back in 2015, 16, like not too long after we created Louis York, to be honest. But we knew we wanted 3 women that were not just good singers or pretty faces, but like had some shit to say. And you and wanted to be rock and roll, like wanted to give it to them on stage, have records that were impactful and could perform how the record sounded.
Mm-hmm.
So we went on like a worldwide search. We auditioned literally all over the world.
Wow.
Flew around and met people, went to people's shows, went online to people.
Met them in parking
lots, performing in offices and record labels, the whole nine. Like there's a whole movie, I promise, that needs to get made about how we found Shindellas.
Yeah, it is.
Wow.
And we finally found Casey, Stacy, and Tam, who are from Seattle, Chicago, and Dallas, Texas. And they moved from their respective places to Nashville, Tennessee, to do this thing. We're at the workshop right now. They come here, and we artists developed the Shindellas. It wasn't the three ladies that were singing together, and we're like, okay, cool, we'll put some records on them. They met for the first time here.
Nice.
We taught them the early songs, Reconsider and Ain't That the Truth. Those are the first songs, Happy to See You, the first songs they recorded. We have a rehearsal space here called the Hot Wiggle, where it's hot as hell in there. You got to rehearse and dance and get vocal lessons and all that stuff. And they did that for 2-3 years.
Yeah.
2-3 years, old school Motown style artist development. And then, as you know, we've been putting music out on them. We put an EP out, and then their debut album hits a Sick Like Grits, which got them a lot of love and attention. And they really are special. And so we have more music coming with them this summer.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I'm putting it out in the universe now. I hope Tiffany's still listening. I want to talk to them when they drop their project. I want to talk to them.
They're super cool. You'll have a good time with them.
Nice, nice, nice. So, new music. It is what it is, brothers. Listen. It's one of those songs that it's a world song. At least I feel that way. It's a world song. Kind of more like Hey Ya was a world song. I feel that way about It Is What It Is. It's just one of those songs that everyone can relate to. What was the inspiration behind it?
Well, musically, I had a chip on my shoulder because I feel like people don't really get Louis York. You know what I'm saying? In totality, and sometimes we get misunderstood. Like sometimes people feel like we used to be these pop and R&B guys, and now we're doing some avant-garde bullshit. That, you know what I'm saying? Like, and so that was my chip on the shoulder. I'm like, yo, like we are Claude and Chuck. We've always done this certain thing.
Don't sleep.
And so on this song in particular, we was just like, we're going right down the middle. We're going to get it to where everybody can understand, like the brilliance of Claude to come up with a concept. It is what it is. Everybody says it. Nobody really can put it into words. You know what I'm saying? And so, and musically, I also wanted to just crossbreed some things that I love, like Southern Soul. You know what I'm saying? Get to the heart of it musically. That's in there. Island music is in there. Definitely some rock and roll. I had to put that Middle America guitar solo. You know what I'm saying? That Monday Night Football solo, guitar solo. I put that in there. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of strategic to get to that point where you say, you know what I'm saying? Like it's a world song. It's just like Hey Ya. Same thing.
Yeah. What was the concept for the video? It actually I have a friend and we hang out. We go out, we party. And on those nights where it just takes off and it has its own life, we call that going down a rabbit hole. That's what that video reminded me of. Going down a rabbit hole.
That's what we wanted to portray. Like we've been in Nashville here, and Nashville is a crazy town, yo. Like it changed a lot from what people think it is. It's super wild and diverse. Where we were down is on Broadway in Nashville, and there's the honky tonks down there. But the culture where we do that's where the Ryman is, where Bridgestone Arena is, and all the theaters that we do our shows at. Yeah, it's right in that area. And so we're down there. The National Museum of African America is all in that area. When you go on Broadway, it's not just country music playing. It's like black biker gangs and people in hydraulics trucks and people bumping Regulate by Warren G.
T-Pain and Nelly.
And Nelly playing, and the car behind it is playing Before He Cheats by Carrie Underwood. And it really is the soundtrack of America. It's wild down there. it's energetic and it feels like what we're doing, what the world needs. So we wanted to capture literally a night, a day, or a night in the life of Louis York, because that's what we walk out into when we leave venues or gigs and stuff like that. And it's down there, and this is really the world we're in. It's that T-Pain meets country meets hip hop meets Americana meets R&B. That's what's going on.
And the crazy part about it is I love that video for several reasons, but one of the main reasons I love it is because it's so true to life. You know what I'm saying? That's me and Claude. After a show, you know what I'm saying, we dap each other up. We get in my pickup truck, because I do have a pickup truck. And
Sure does.
We talk about it, and we might go back to the studio and work with the Shindellas. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a real depiction of our real life in Nashville, and so that's fun. And then I'm always playing an instrument in most videos, so it's just fun to see me just beat.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Because he's crazy, yo. Y'all don't get to. This dude is nuts. Like, he's the wild one. How the video's like, I'm like, yo, Chuck, like, I don't want no problems tonight. Like, he's the one.
But I'm wild in a calm way. I'm wild in a.
It's always the ones that you think are quiet. They're wild out.
Zen,
My ass, get out of here. He's a good time though. But we don't want people to feel like Nashville is just this like whitewashed country town, just dope country music. Don't get it twisted. Yeah. But there's a bunch of just culture and craziness and colorfulness that we're a part of here. And that song is just the song and the video depicts literally what it's like on an average night here in Nashville. It's just anything goes. It's crazy. All kind of people are together. White, Republican, Democrat. None of that shit matters on Broadway. It's just a good time.
Nice.
So on the show.
Nice. We have a mutual friend, Miss Deanna Williams, and she invited me to come down to the museum. So when I come down to the museum, I want to come down and bend my elbow with you fellas for a little bit.
Yeah, man.
We shall do that.
On Broadway.
On Broadway. Let's do it.
So who styles your costumes for performance?
We do.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Like
A+.
You know,
A+. I really dig that.
And it's crazy.
Go ahead.
I was saying it's crazy because a lot of people talk about our style as if we just at Gucci and Louis just buying up the store, but we don't. Like, we use where we get the big.
We went to Bass Pro. And got some of that stuff.
That my pants was from Bass Pro.
My overalls were from Bass Pro.
My jacket was from a thrift shop. You know what I'm saying? But it's just how you wear it. It's how you feel in it.
It's how you rock it.
That's what fashion is, actually.
We definitely high low. Like, people always like, where'd you get that from? And it might be one thing that we might have paid a little more for because it's a one of a kind thing. But then we mix that with some Chucks or some Jordans or some no name brand. It don't matter. Literally, it has to be something that we think is fly. Yeah. And normally we just hate wearing things that anyone else has on. Because nothing worse than showing up wearing you got the same shirt on. That's whack. So we try to be express ourselves through our fashion like we do in our music. And so far, you know, I'm gonna say the honest to God truth. There's maybe one other person. Her name is Bria, that understands us mentally, but we've never had a stylist that really makes it better than we look ourselves. And so you end up paying someone a shitload of money to buy not even as cool stuff as you would find in the same store.
Wow. Yeah.
Normally we'll just put it on and be like, oh my God, where'd you get that from? I'm like, Target. Right. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you didn't see that shirt? You were afraid of that neon shirt, but you didn't think you could rock this, could you? And that's how it comes about most of the time. So
very nice. Very nice. So what's next? Well, wait a minute, before you answer that, talk to me about the Weirdo Workshop.
Tell them about the Weirdo Workshop. You tell them. All right. Weirdo Workshop is the name of our company. When we started Louis York, we wanted to have a place that housed all this music and these dreams. The Shindellas are a part of Weirdo Workshop. Louis York is a part of Weirdo Workshop. And a lot of productions, like we're working with other artists and productions and events and things. It's all part of Weirdo Workshop. Really, it's a place to house our crazy dreams because we wanted to have a place where we could see things through better and make sure that the was there as well as a commercial appeal. So it's a way of life, and it's the name of a company. The Weirdo Workshop title means something. The first part is that we haven't figured out we're weirdos. Like we're ourselves. We're unapologetic about it. We're nerdy. We're cool. We love music. We love lots of other things, and we have to accept ourselves for what that is, right? Mm-hmm. And that's a lifelong process of getting comfortable in your own skin. And the workshop part is that you're working on yourself every day. So every time we say Weirdo Workshop, it's a company we're promoting, but it's also a reminder to live true to that. Accept who you are, and give yourself grace and work on yourself every day to get even more comfortable in your skin. So the songs I think reflect that are our friendship. The Shindellas are all of us kind of represent this lifestyle that I think I don't think we're inventing the wheel here, but I do think there needs to be people saying more and more, be yourself. And I think too need to be saying that, especially because there's a fear of wearing your heart on your sleeve, expressing yourself, keeping it real, whatever that is for you. So this is our platform to show all we got our way.
Yeah. How long have you two been knowing each other?
We met in 2007.
2007.
Wow. Okay.
We did Chrisette Michelle's Epiphany album together. Okay. Orchestrated by a label, and I think our friendship lasted longer than anything else from that era. But yeah, man, we became friends instantly. The first song we did was Fragile for Chrisette Michelle. That's the first song we ever did together, and we've literally made, I think our track record is nuts. Like, I can't even think of 3 or 4 songs that Chuck and I did together that I would even dare say is trash. I'm not sure that it's trash.
Yeah. I mean, we got some y'all ain't gonna never ever hear, but there's quality in it.
Someone on there said Notebook. Notebook was a John from Chrisette's album too. That should have been a single. Keithan from Raid R&B. What's up, homie? But that should have been a single.
Come on, Notebook.
He's the dope artist himself. He's pretty decent.
Yeah. And also a huge supporter of us and R&B, black talent, not just R&B, just black talent. So yes, we love him. And I see Julie Pilots in here. Julie is a really good friend. Yeah. And an important woman. Just Google.
Who's the artist that no matter if they call, you'll run to work with them?
Now, that's a damn good question. Because some of them I'm not running to.
I know.
I'm not running. Some of them are rude.
If Rihanna call, I'm there. I'm right in the studio with my backpack full of tracks. I'm ready to get it. No, we worked together before, but I feel like I still didn't get what I wanted to say with Rihanna. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand her musically. I mean, she's musically gifted, and I just feel like I want the opportunity again.
Jessie J.
Okay, I love Jessie J's voice. I love her voice. Love.
It might be one of my favorite voices of all time. We can work with everybody, but I'm talking about in the studio. It's like
cold
and so underrated. Like, people just don't know.
It's insane, actually. And let me tell you something. There's very few that can do what she does in person. Like, the mic is always on.
Yeah.
Always at 110%. It's crazier on stage.
Yeah, man. I got a chance to play piano for a concert she did in New York, and it's just like I could hardly play just listening to her sing in my in-ears. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Yep.
Yeah. I had a thought when you said you would pack your backpack up and go see Rihanna. When you go to an artist like that, right? Just from a songwriter's perspective, please tell me, what are you taking with you? How many joints do you have ready in the gun to go when someone calls you like that?
Well, usually we don't have anything.
None.
We try our best. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not a beat maker at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a producer and arranger, and so there has to be a song, and there has to be somebody that's singing the song to be of maximum value to the equation. So we try to go in empty-handed we do our research of what they did last, what they talking about, what their life is. You know what I'm saying? We on TMZ, we on Shade Room, just seeing what's going on with them.
Facts.
And then we sit at a piano and try to craft something from scratch. Most artists get to see us do it from scratch.
Yeah, and some are surprised by that, because a lot of people are used to something that's come with a drive and here's some tracks, and you let some beats, and you let them pick one, and then you go write it. But if you really want to piss us off, call our stuff a beat. It's so offensive. Like,
Yeah.
they're called a beat. You know what I'm saying? So, I was saying to someone yesterday. I was like, it's bespoke. Every song is bespoke. You know what I'm saying? It's tailor-made to the person. The tempo is perfect for them. The key is for them only. Now, if they don't take it, then we can have free reign with who we rework it for. But when we go in the studio, we go sit by the piano, the guitar, and they say, "Oh, snap! They're serious. Like, they're making a song for me."
Yeah.
And why they usually feel real and personal and bespoke.
Yeah. I heard Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis talking about in the beginning when they first got with Janet, and she flew out to Minneapolis and she was with them, and it took them a whole 2 weeks before they actually went in the studio to start actually recording stuff. And she was asking questions because they went to an amusement park, they went to the mall, they did like regular stuff, and she asked them, when are we going to start making the music? And they said, we're already doing it. Like, we're absorbing you right now. We talked about, this is the stuff that's going on the album. The things that you express, this is the stuff that's going on the album. And I think that's a very wonderful way to incorporate an artist into their own project.
Absolutely.
This guy right here is a genius at that. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a genius at absorbing people and then turning into poetry. You know what I'm saying? And that's a skill that most people don't have. You know what I'm saying? Like, he could be talking to Fantasia and be like, "Oh, it's bittersweet," or he can be out Britney Spears and be like, "Oh, she live in a circus. It's circus." You know what I'm saying? That's a real gift.
Yeah, I liked your version of Bittersweet. I like hearing your voice on that. That was dope.
Yeah,
thank you, man.
That's because Louis York always been a thing. Like, we've been doing that. Like,
we've always been here doing that. And here's the funny thing is that when we used to play those demos, we would hold back the production and the vocals so as not to like scare the artists off, because we'd be in the studio clowning, going in like this ad-libs and stuff we don't keep because we don't want people to know or they can't do. But everyone would be like, so why y'all not, when y'all gonna put out some music? Everyone said it. Fantasia said it, Whitney Houston said it, everyone knows this. So that's why I think it's funny sometimes when it feels like Louis York is less supportive than I think we should be, because everyone, you know what I'm saying? Like, everyone's heard our demos before and bought songs and paid us top dollar for exactly what we do. So, you know what I'm saying? We're doing what we always did, except now we're just keeping some of them for ourselves and sharing it and putting the polish on it that we probably wouldn't, because we were just going to sell it to somebody else.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So what's next?
What's next?
This is your question.
For us, we definitely trying to do some CEO business stuff on the Shindellas behalf to just get more awareness to the brand of Shindellas, because we feel like it's a thing that's waiting to explode, and so to make sure we're doing our due diligence as businessmen on that front. But music, working on that project, and we're working on our project.
We have several things coming.
We came up with this concept called Songs with Friends, and it's really just, to your point of bittersweet and all of those kinds of things, just really taking it back so people can really see, like, your favorite artists come here and they get this great quality product, you know what I'm saying, and do through our situation, right? Louis York and Weirdo Workshop. And so we've been chugging away at some great collaborations,
crazy collaborations,
inspired collaborations, like some of our favorites that we've ever worked with, hence the name Songs with Friends. And so we really excited about it. You know what I'm saying? It's something that can just continue, volume 1, volume 2, volume 3. But we know a lot of people, we work with a lot of people, and so to be reunited with some of our favorite That's what we're excited about.
Very.
Very nice. Very nice. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, man.
So I don't really have any more questions for you, gentlemen. I
Yeah.
thoroughly enjoyed this conversation. You two are, in my mind, the epitome of what musical artists should be. For me, I thoroughly appreciate you. And I always say art matters and great art inspires.
Agreed.
Anyone you want to shout out?
We want to shout out our sister, Deanna Williams, you know what I'm saying? Just like prayer hands for one of our favorite peoples in business during her tough time. And we want to shout out to Shindellas, of course. We want to shout out Julie Pilot because that's our favorite and we miss her so much.
We see Keith in here. We want to shout out. I was gonna say we want to shout out the people that have been day one supporting us for real, because now it's not no secret, right? Everyone knows what it takes now. It takes it takes word of mouth, it takes spreading the word, it takes playlisting, all those things that like to spread the word. And so there's some folks that have been doing that nonstop from jump. Yeah. And of course, of which you are one. You know what I'm saying? We see some of the names passing up. We haven't been able to shout them out, but I'm thanking them and also encouraging y'all to keep on supporting, because we're just getting started. We have a lot of music coming out, but the name of the game is getting to people, letting it catch on like wildfire. So thank y'all for being so patient and supportive of us, and let's keep it going, because we're trying to grow this thing in a real way. And the music y'all about to hear is about to make even more sense. So we generally are appreciative.
In case they don't know, shout out your social media handles so they know where to follow you.
At Lewis York Music on everything: Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Go watch the videos. It is what is video we're talking about is out there. It's almost at 1 million right now. It's so close. So let's push it over the edge. But don't just follow. Like, follow and tell someone else to follow. But then talk to us. Like, we really want to know how y'all. We want to give us jokes, give us suggestions, tell us what you love. Say what's up. Like, we want to talk back. This is our family. We're a tribe here. So follow and let's chat. That's the goal.
Weirdo Workshop?
At Weirdo Workshop everywhere as well. And you can also WeirdoWorkshop.com. If you just want to know where we're performing, you want to buy the dope Weirdo Workshop t-shirts. The Shindellas got merch on there. We got vinyl on there. Yeah, man. Yeah, like let's get into this Weirdo Workshop brand.
And the Shindellas.
At the Shindellas.
That's SHINDELLAS.
They want to hear from y'all too.
Yeah, man.
Thank you so much. You've blessed me on this Friday, the miraculous 13th. And I'm looking forward to more art from you. Seriously.
Appreciate it, man.
Thank you very, very much.
It's coming.
It's coming.
It's coming in hot.
You know what I'm saying? Thank you, man, for showing all the love always. Let's do this again soon, please.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You can count on me.
All right. I love it.
Thank you.
God bless.
Talk soon, buddy.